on Vietnam later in the group. Of course, a Vietnam win would also see them through into the next round. All the third place teams, by the way, go into a sort of league table, and then the teams that have the 4 best records from the group stages would go through.
Good header. A little bit more.
Good header away by Saddam Hussein. Jima, long way off his line here. Everybody back behind the ball for Pakistan. For another corner, Kamia. Shot flicking off the defender.
What's gone in? He'd already gone the other way. Sometimes happens.
Good delivery. Sakib getting up above his central defender Hassan to punch the ball clear. Work rate from Japan. Nakayama winning the ball back.
They've done that brilliantly. You give credit to them that every time that Pakistan have got the ball, 3-0 up still, they've got that work rate and desire to try and win the ball back as quickly as possible. 8 changes. You'd expect the freshness in Japan to be like that when they haven't got the ball.
Tate. Has just nicked that one away from Nakayama. Covered well there. Ominami. Mitakura. Changing formation has worked well for Japan as well. That 3 at the back just gives you that extra width through midfield as well. It does mean that those wide players have to work to get back, but it just stretches things through midfield as well.
It gives them good options, especially when you're not being pressed and when you get into Pakistan's half. What they do have, they play essentially, but then they also have the massive width with the full-backs or the wing-backs in particular going forward. The 3 centre-halves are not really marking anybody. Mansour is the lone striker there, but I think it's really clever what he's done.
Endo. 3 in the centre, nicely pulled back. It's Tate, can't get the shot in. Still they've got a shooting chance. Great finish. Iwasaki's second goal of the game. Pakistan looked as if they may have snuffed out the danger, but there is no stopping Iwasaki today. Second goal of the game. Sakib beat for a 4th time. It's 4-0 to Japan.
Well, it's the goal of the day for me so far. Just to finish, the awareness, the cutback. Just watch his feet moving here. 2 very quick touches. That sets up the strike on goal. Just that second touch is so delicate, and it's just a quick shot, not much of a back lift. The ball was already in the net before. Sakib was already diving. 2 very quick touches here. Brilliant touches going away from the goal as well.
So Iwasaki gets his second goal of the game, second goal of the tournament. Has been a one-sided first half. Just 1 shot from Pakistan, a free kick from Saddam Hussein that was well over the top. Takura. Nami. The top for Iwasaki, who's on a hat-trick now. Pakistan have got the SAFF Cup next month, which they were using this as some preparation for. They're in a group with Bangladesh, Bhutan and Nepal. They'll play Nepal here in their final group game in 3 days' time. It's slightly bizarre, isn't it? You lose your 2 opening games and even you could still win your 3rd game and still go through as one of the best 3rd place teams. It's It's quite a strange format when they have the best third place teams going through. It's quite possible that a team with no points could go through.
I know. When you look at the discipline side of the sport, keep your noses clean. Less yellow cards and red cards, you can actually go through to the knockout stage.
Jim are just sorting out his defenders. Mansour with the free kick. Never going to test the goalkeeper from that sort of range. Wasted, really.
Well, it's been said before this tournament, I've seen so many free kicks from that range where people are shooting. It is just baffling. Even Cristiano Ronaldo would struggle from that distance to score from there.
Itakura marshalled things well at the back for Japan in this first half so far. 7.5 minutes to go to half time. Endo. Right in the challenge as well. Not the one who Saddam Hussein though. Shaq. Went back by Maeda. Anywhere will do for Pakistan just to get the ball away from danger. Manami. Itakura. Too much pace on the ball down the line. They've tried that a couple of times now, just trying to get Naganuma down that far side. Just overhit slightly that time.
Yeah, more Naganuma down the right hand side, getting high and wide, where Endo on the left hand side is not actually making as high a runs, he's actually just dropping a little bit shorter, looking to come inside on his right foot. Play a ball in like he did 5 minutes ago.
There was that gold medal in 2010 at the Asian Games. Japan won the AFC Under-23 Championships 2 years ago. As well for Japanese football, quite a few nations starting to come through. Of course, we've seen it in Europe with Belgium over the last few years, starting to bring good young players through. It's also happening in Asia. Asian nations naturally very strong. No Iraq in this year's competition. They were forced to pull out almost on the eve of the tournament. Iran, though, have got a good squad of players this year. Better looking ball in from Mansour, but no one in the centre. Only Riaz, but nowhere near the cross.
Happy to get the ball out wide, put a quality ball in there. They only got one to aim for. It has to be the perfect ball.
Saves to keep that time alive to the danger. So another quality ball through the defence though. Maeda was on it like a flash, but good goalkeeping that time.
Really good goalkeeping. Great run from Maeda. Brilliant centre forward run. When you make runs like that, the pass comes automatically. Give credit to the goalie, he's come out and he's made himself big very quickly. In fairness, he'd have had too much to do with the majority of the goals. Second one he could probably position himself slightly better, but came off his line very quickly there, made a decent save. It shows Japan in the final third. They go through the gears, move the ball quickly, get a few more chances, probably a few more goals. I love seeing this goal. Just look at the two quick touches. He knew exactly what he wanted to do before his first touch. Defended well there, just two there. Short back, brilliant strike. The amount of power that he got behind the ball. That short back leg was superb.
With the ball going away from him, to get the ball into that corner as well is a skill in itself, because normally you'd expect it to go the other side of the goalkeeper because of the angle.
It's a great finish. Sort of fantastic finish. Great awareness as well.
Second of his goals for Iwasaki. Japan have got a corner. 3 players all in a line just on the penalty spot there. Pakistan trying to contain them. It's not a great corner. Got a second chance here, nodded out wide by Naganuma. Kamiya. Endo's throw. Itakura. Matsumoto. Endo. Challenged by a shot which has left Endo down.
I think the question with Japan is that they've never really forced it. Spend time on the ball, sometimes you just try and force that pass every single time, and they've not done that. They've been really, really patient. When the right opportunities open up to them, they killer passes and killer goals.
To have got points on the board, undoubtedly. And arguably their toughest game will come in their final group game against Vietnam. Will be to decide who tops the group, depending on what happens later between Vietnam and Nepal. Here's Tate. Kamiya. He's covered plenty of ground in that central midfield area. Kamiya, the number 17.
He's picked up second balls really well. They've gone a little bit long. Pakistan have won the header. 9 times out of 10 he's when he's picked up possession and kept possession moving.
Yama. It's again Kamiya. Takura. Interesting to see the possession stats at half time. Pretty much control things from the opening whistle. Trying to get in on the act, but firing well over the top. I'm sure he'll be delighted with his team's performance in this first half. Moriyasu has made those 8 changes. Looks like he has 20 players in his available to him that can all do a good job. It's unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual. A couple of times down this tournament, managed to make 4 or 5 changes. I haven't seen him manage to make 8 yet, but shows the belief that he's got against someone. Shows that the players that couldn't start the first game, couldn't do a job against Pakistan. He's got a tough selection now for the final game against Vietnam, who starts.
2 minutes added time then at the end of the first half. It's a first half Pakistan will be looking to forget. Love to listen in on a team talk to a team that's losing 4-0 at half time when they haven't really got a realistic chance of getting back into the game. As a coach like Neguera, he's an experienced man, Brazilian, you know, good footballing traditions. What kind of things would you expect him to say to his team at half time?
I've had a few myself, so I sort of know what he said. You then try and play the game in the second half in sort of little quarters. You look first 15 minutes, second 15 minutes, and the third 15 minutes. Try not to concede. Can you maybe get a shot on goal? Can you maybe get a set play that maybe gets effect out of the save from the goalie? But what he will try and say is, show me the desire not to be beaten by 7, 8, 9 goals. He'll ask for the character of his players now. He knows that sometimes the ability is going to be a little bit different, that you clearly see that Pakistan haven't got great abundance of ability. But you're just saying, show me some character now. Let me see what you're made of. The desire to see the second half out by not conceding another 4 goals.
Passing again by Japan. Is there another goal in this before half-time for them? I think the worrying thing for Naguera in this first half is that they haven't really looked like creating any chances. Their only shot came from a set piece. Yeah. And if you can't create chances, you're not going to score goals, and that's what wins football matches.
Exactly.
Chance for a regroup at half-time. I'm sure we'll see substitutions, plenty of them by both teams in the second half.
You never know, he might bring on Ahmad and Makbul, the two centre forwards, just might give them an outball, because when you're not keeping the ball in midfield, you might have to go long and just chase into the channels. That will squeeze you up the pitch a lot more than the way that Pakistan have tried to play themselves out to the back.
I'm sure they've enjoyed the first half. First 10 minutes particularly good for Japan as the referee brings the first half to a close. It's all about Japanese dominance here. 3 early goals got them off to a fine start. Sawasaki, Hatate and Almeida got the third, gone close just prior to that. And then Iwasaki got his second of the game and arguably the goal of the game so far to make it 4-0. And you certainly feel Japan now have 1 foot in the round of 16, joining Palestine. Damage limitation for Pakistan, you would feel, in the second half. Japan will certainly go in search of more goals as they look to enter the knockout stages on a high. Half time here then in Chikarang. It's Pakistan 0, Japan 4. Bawamukti Stadium in West Java. Halfway the opening game of the day in Group D. It's been a one-sided first 45 minutes. Japan in a change strip of all white today have come out and really inflicted a little bit of misery on Pakistan. 3 goals very early on, another added later on in the first half. They lead by 4 goals to nil. It really has been a lesson in finishing from Hajime Moriyasu's side. We talked about what Neguera, Adam Virgo alongside me by the way today, we talked about what Neguera might say at half time. You know, what does Moriyasu say? Does he say, look, I want you to go and get more goals, you know, keep the momentum going? Or, okay, well, we've won the game, let's conserve our energy, we've got another game in 3 days' time. It's you know, a slightly awkward one. It'll be interesting to see how it does pan out.
Yeah, it is a difficult one. We've seen quite a few games now where the stronger countries have collectively a lot of goals before half time and they go with a pretty safe scoreline, and then they don't really tend to add to that. It's very, very difficult to do the same again second half as what you did first half. You have more energy, different style of play with the first half, but keep as you say, keep doing what you're doing, keep the same thing with what you're up to. If the goals do come, great. If not, don't give away a sloppy goal. I don't think they will do. Don't give away silly free kicks and maybe pick up a needless yellow card. Just maybe reserve the energy. Nothing could have happened for the last 20 minutes.
Referee gets us underway then for the second half. It's Japan all in white, kicking from left to right in the second 45 minutes, leading by 4 goals to nil, as we say, and very much on the verge of booking their place in the next stage of the competition. Vietnam against Nepal comes later. If Vietnam win, they also will go through. Potentially Pakistan or Nepal, if they could win their final game against each other, if there's a positive result in that game, they can still find themselves one of those sides going through as one of the best third place teams. Long way to go though. It's Nakayama. Tate. One of the youngest squads in the tournament, Japan. 8 of their players in the starting lineup born in 1997, 3 in 1998. They're relying those years at the moment against the Pakistan side that has contained a couple of overage players. Saddam Hussein, the captain, being one of them. Players in this tournament. Son from South Korea, the Tottenham midfielder, is probably the highest profile of the overage players at this Asian Games. In the last Olympics, Neymar led Brazil to victory after the disappointment of the 2014 World Cup. Are opting to stay with their youngsters with those Olympic Games in mind in 2020. They just missed out on a medal in London 2012, finishing 4th place. South Korea in the bronze medal match. I've gone with the same coach for Olympic and World Cup squads before. Some 20 years ago, the Frenchman Philippe Trousier was entrusted with getting Japan success in major tournaments. Finals in the 2000 Olympics under Trousier and the round of 16 in the 2002 World Cup. And they co-hosted, of course, with South Korea, who had such a wonderful tournament under Gus Hiddink. Kania. Yama. Saki, the goals to his name, the goal of the game so far in that first half. Lovely ball stumped forward, flag stayed down. It was Naganuma that was in behind the defenders. Looks like House now. The referee certainly giving a free kick now to Pakistan.
Forward, Naganuma. That's going to be very, very important now in this second half. Endo on that left-hand side, Naganuma on the right-hand side. There'll be acres of things out there. Someone who can stay narrow and conserve the 80-yard box.
Got a big job on his hands, Jose Antonio Nogueira. Just a handful of teams below Pakistan in the world rankings. They're 201 in the world. Trying to get on the end of that long ball forward. Matsumoto. Long raking ball out to Endo. Inside the corner. Actually, the Japanese passing has been exceptional so far. Endo and Nakamura getting licensed to get forward, being the two wing backs. Set pieces has left a little bit to his side. Kamir rather has taken the corners from both sides, but it's missed the first man yet, hasn't it?
It's not been great in some place. Playing a short one and then getting them to sign out of their areas and zones would be probably more beneficial than just push the ball into the box. It wasn't been quite right.
So that time 30 minutes to get the ball past Hayat. Some of the younger Indonesians coming in to watch the football. 5:30 in the afternoon local time. You always hope, the big thing with these games, be Asian Games, Olympic Games, you always hope that you leave some kind of sporting legacy behind as well, that more people take up sports. I mean, 42 different sports, 284 events in the Asian Games and 46 member countries taking part. So there really is something for everybody to enjoy these multi-sport events.
Well, it is. It's important that the game does leave a good legacy. I see what the London 2012 got that left influence in terms of moving on as a country in men's sport.
Crossed by Naganuma, in his header, good save Sakim. Wasn't much pace on the header, it was made a little bit easier for the goalkeeper because of that, but he still had to get across. He's away from his second goal of the game.
Decent ball in and decent save as well. He moved his feet brilliantly. Quite a few times Naganuma's got into a good position, but not really hit any real quality. Couldn't quite get the power on the header to head it down, but nothing away from the key. It was a great save from him. Moved his feet really well, heads it down.
Goals in the first half. Mia Maeda get the target. Marshall that time by Hassan, who got the final touch. So another corner to Japan. Some great stories as well in this competition. You know, a lot of these nations are not as rich as others, and players who start early on playing with balls of string or balls of straw in the streets and progressing through the ranks, and really a lot of countries are dreaming to come and play in a big tournament and compete at the highest level, whether you're ranked 201st in the world or first in the world.
Sometimes take a lesser nation, just maybe one superstar to come out of it to try and pull the nation along and say, look, this is what you can get to, this is what you can do.
Nakamia miss out the first man this time. Better delivery. Well, the goalkeeper just lost it slightly, manages to gather it. A little bit of a mix-up there between Ali and Sakib. Pretty fortunate there.
Yeah, not close to him to touch on it. Ali just did his way with it now. So it's forearm went into the defender.
Say in the 2 games played so far, I don't think I've ever seen a goalkeeper go down injured more times than Sakib. I think he had treatment 4 times in the opening game. This is possibly the 3rd time the trainer's been onto him in this one. Obviously bruises easily.
Yeah.
There's the opening goal from Iwasaki. Behind the defenders brilliantly. Very good finishes from Iwasaki in this game. Maeda also getting in on the act. Iwasaki's 2nd of the game. Brilliant touch inside the penalty area. Quality in Japan's side. They played at the Toulon tournament in France, which is a very high-profile youth tournament these days, and beat Portugal. They're always one of the top-ranked European nations. Joint hosting cities for the first time in the Asian Games, Jakarta and Palembang. Just on the outskirts of Jakarta here in West Java. 5 centres being used for the football, Palembang being one of them. It's a rare touch for Kojima, and not a great one. A rare shot from Pakistan, but again another one that fails to register on target from Saddam Hussein.
Fairly speculative, but poor goal kick from the keeper. Best connection on it, but again, another shot from distance, which is pretty woeful.
With the throw, Tate, Endo, to pull a shack out wide, and Sam going across to get a challenge in as well.
And could really capitalise on it in the second half. Naganuma, Endo, 2 wing backs in particular. See what they're doing. Moving the ball, switching it very quickly. Hasn't gone for sure one because he's in 3 or 4 corners now that haven't really come to nothing.
Goes to the goalkeeper last time. Sabergi have gone short. Kamiya. Hoisted long, but hoisted too long towards Itakura, the captain.
Goals that Japan scored earlier, it's all because of the movement that Pakistan can't cope with. So you hit 3 or 4 bad corners and you're standing there trying to go and win your header. If you just play it short, then Pakistan have to squeeze out, and all of a sudden you can get better movement. Then what they tend to do is ball watch and not mark the man. More short corners in the second half to try and create a bit more space or a different angle to get across it.
Gachak, Mansour. Challenged by Manami. For any positives really to take out of the game, Pakistan.
I mentioned when you asked me just before the end of the first half, once the first 15 minutes of the second half, and they've been okay. That's a positive. That's their second shot now. Okay, albeit once from distance it was a bit speculative. That time was a little bit more difficult.
Still not tested the goalkeeper though, Kojima. Matsumoto. Amanami. Takura. Sanders there ahead of Maeda. Back again though by Japan. Takura. Kamiya. Still a good work rate by Japan. Very keen to win the ball back if they're losing inside the Pakistan half, not giving things up at the moment. Manami. 4-0 Japan lead. Here's Maeda. Just running slightly too far ahead of himself. Thought that might have gone out, but the referee only gives a throw. Touch was just a little bit heavy from Maeda.
A little bit heavy touch, but it was difficult running touch to kind of make.
The corner, last counter the amount of corners Japan have had in this game. Managed to really capitalise on any so far. Maeda. Kamiya. Naganuma. Naganuma once again with a little bit of space to work in. Close to that diagonal ball. Lovely ball as well to pick up Maeda. Touch just let him down. Hayat's able to clear the ball away, but the offside flag got up a little bit late going up on this near side, but it was a lovely angle ball from Naganuma. That Vietnam against Nepal comes up in about an hour and 40 minutes time. Second bunch of teams in Group D. So a win for Vietnam will put them through. A win for Nepal give them a chance of making it through. A better than good chance probably as well. Vietnam would have to play Japan in their final game, which could be somewhat problematic. Interesting to see Japan's mindset if they do win this one and go through, but I was thinking if I was a coach or if I was a player, I'd want to be taking a good momentum. I wouldn't want to take my foot off the gas. I'd want to be going in with 3 wins behind me and people saying, right, these guys are one of the favourites now.
Oh, definitely, it sends a message out to the rest of the tournament, scoring goals against weaker opposition, and we've seen other countries that have really struggled to get past these, say, lesser nations with an abundance of goals.
Pakistan have got a free kick. They might have to attack this one with that Arslan, I think, who's just taken a knock to the eye, so may need a little bit of treatment. Just a slight cut, I think, under his eye. Japan will be keen to keep a second clean sheet in the competition. Mansour with a free kick. Big appeals for handball from Pakistan. Matsumoto that made the clearance. So we'll look and see what was struck. It would have been a very harsh penalty if the referee had seen that as a handball. Just hit Matsumoto, didn't know anything about it. Big rows in the handball rules, of course, at the World Cup. I noticed the English Premier League have opted to be a little bit more lax in their handball decisions inside the penalty area. It's one of those, this unnatural position, and a couple of penalties given even after the referees looked at it by VAR, which you would probably say, well, you know, that's a little unfortunate, because how do you get out of the way of it?
It's a rule that's baffled me, talking as an ex-player now. When you go and close the ball down, there's never intention in my mind to deliberately handball the ball if it gets crossed in. You go out to go and close it down. And you go and close the ball down, or if a cross comes in and it hits your arm and it's five yards away from you, then you can't do anything. It's different when it's going towards goal and you stick your arm out to stop it going in. To me, that is deliberate handball, but as an ex-player, very, very rarely do I see players deliberately handling the ball. An intention, say, I'm going to handball it to stop the ball going through. Very rarely it actually happens.
Certainly an interesting one, and I'm sure one that will be tested a lot over the course of the coming seasons.
It's one of them rules that if it hits your hand, regardless if it's deliberate or not, it's a penalty, then it kind of gets the rule out of everything. Well, was it deliberate, was it not?
Injury here to Mansour, just a touch of cramp, having burst forward and finding that shot from probably about 40 yards out. Don't want to dwell on the VAR, but just very quickly, is it something you're in favour of, or would you rather the game stick to its traditions of unpredictability?
I've like you've done last season, a lot of VAR games that I was involved in. The problem is, it may not just suit the game of football. When you look at maybe cricket, where it's a little bit slower, where you have time to look at it, you have Hawkeye that sometimes takes the decision out of a human's instinct, and that's the problem now, is that the referee doesn't know. You're then going up to a consortium of people now to make a decision on a human reaction, and I think goal line technology has helped. I think misidentity of a player certainly helped. I still think there's a long, long way to go for VAR to work in football. You only have to look at the World Cup final, only when that penalty was given. Half of the people say yes, half the people say no. That's where we are at the moment.
Certainly an interesting debate for the future, and of course, if you implement it at a national, international level, then all the countries in the world have to adopt it, and then you have the cost of the technology itself. But no VAR here. It's purely down to the referees. You've actually done a pretty good job so far. No really contentious decisions, certainly in the games that I've seen in the tournament. Here comes Japan going in search of a fifth goal. Taken by Saki. Safe handling that time by the goalkeeper.
Even in the second half now, past the Pakistan player, take your time with throw-ins, take your time with free kicks. Pass the keep now. I'll keep the ball in my hands, and the referee even take a yellow card. You know what I mean? Just might weigh down a few seconds. Fatigue is now certainly creeping in. So what you don't want to do is collect the ball and then boot it 40 yards down the field and not even relieve any pressure.
We're into the final quarter of the match. It's one thing that you notice with the high humidity here in the heat as well. A lot of cramp creeps in later stages of the game, and some of the games just tend to become a little bit scrappy at this point with sort of 20 minutes to go. That's when you tend to see the majority of your substitutions coming in.
But also what happens is, well, these are young players that start at a very, very high pace. I've never seen, you know, fitness levels continue in the second half, and you do drop off, and that's only natural for young players. players. It's when you go into those first teams and you have a mixture of experience as well, then you conserve your energy when to go, when not to go. The fact that the games have been quite one-sided for a lot of the stronger nations, a lot of their energy is used up in the first half.
Yama, Kamiya, Takura. Still looking quite fresh at the moment. Mansour. By Endo. We're going to see the first substitution. It's going to be Arslan that's going off. Mohamed Bilal is the player that's coming on. Just took that knock in the face a moment or so ago. You can just see a little bit of swelling under his eye there. Probably why they decided to bring off Arslan. Isn't it? Needs the time waste. So Bilal comes on. First change made by either side. So just allowing the ball to run out of play. Matsumoto. Kamiya. Takura. By Ali, assistance by Nakanuma, Batate, sliding challenge by Yunus to concede the corner.
Defended there from Yunus comes along, reads the danger well.
Kamiya, who's taken every corner so far for Japan. Giving the ball away too often today, Japan, but they've managed to win it back fairly quickly.
One of the big things I noticed in the first half was their work rate to win the ball back as quickly as possible. It's a great side of the game to have as well. It's great when you've got the ball and you're passing the ball well and you're dominating the game, but it's nice to have the ball back as quickly as possible when you don't have it.
So Kamiya, who's been excellent in midfield, has done his job and done his job well. It's Tariki Hara that comes on, the man from Ilbirex Sigata. Part of that squad that won the Under-16 AFC Under-19 Championships a couple of years ago. Kamiya really has been excellent. I was about to say to you actually, if we were in the business of picking men of the match, I certainly think Kamiya, despite the fact he hasn't scored, would have been up there for his work through midfield today.
He did really well. 35 minutes into the first half, we were talking about it. He just won the second ball. So when they did go long, Pakistan won the header. He was the first person to pick it up, but so many times that keeps pressure on teams that you can't manage to get out. More of the defender, I think. Yafura now going to that midfield, holding midfielder.
Kojima coming a long way off his line, and Mansour being penalised for the challenge, and he's the man who's come off worst. Certainly a long way of his goal there, Kojima.
Won the ball, but Mansour was when he was spinning. I don't know what he was trying to do there, sliding from that distance. Foul on Kojima, the goalkeeper. Twice though he's done that. One in the first half where he was late and reckless.
far to Hayat in the first half. Moriyasu there on the right looking on. Massive boost if his side could go all the way in this competition. 2010 winners, runners up to Iran in 2002. Substitute goalkeeper on the bench for Japan. Hasn't had a lot to do, Kojima, to be fair to him. Hasn't done well what he's had to do. It's a heavy coming together.
It is, and the second half about Japan. What do you or not want to do? Concede a sloppy goal, pick up sloppy yellow cards, or pick up an injury to your number one goalie. The position, he's hardly had a touch, but they end up coming off. There's an opportunity now for Obi to come on and take the place for the team.
Lengthy treatment for these two. Kojima's back on his feet. Mansour looks like he's probably going to be okay. Limping quite heavily, the Japanese goalkeeper. He's been another one of the stars of the show. Great movement.
It's a great first touch because it then takes out Hassan. Come and make the challenge. All their goals today, Mark, have been real quality, different kind of goals. This one for me is the pick of the bunch. We were talking about earlier that maybe she could have gone to the right hand side of the goal, but he doesn't. Two quick touches, short back lift, great power from him to get that short back lift and taking it past Saki.
It's a great shot window as well for some of these young players. I mean, Asia, when you look at European leagues, we mentioned a couple of names earlier on from Japan, it's not an area that players tend to appear in European leagues, but the law of averages says by the size of population that there are a lot of talented players in Asia.
There will be, and Korea got to the semi-finals. 2002, Japan have made the last 16 on a couple of occasions. The talent is there, I certainly do. I mentioned about Shinjuki Nakamura, technically the best player I've ever played against. And I've seen Honda play at AC Milan as well. Another player, Archie Sung is another player at Manchester United. They do have their qualities. Just a shame to say, you're right, you just don't see enough of them in the big leagues, but the talent's there.
It looks as though the Japanese goalkeeper Kojima is going to be playing no further part in the game. It will be Pal Obina Obi that comes on. I hope that's nothing too serious. I know Kojima's not had much to do, but he is the number one goalkeeper for Japan. Mansour can continue for Pakistan. It's the thankless job really, isn't it? Footballistic being the backup goalkeeper. Some coaches do like to rotate, but some don't.
Even managers at the top level in the World Cup, just saw they rotated their thing, but kept the goalkeeper. Done that today, could have easily played Obi in goal today. Saying he had too much to do, but it's a little bit of game time, feel of the ball in a match day situation.
Mansour's back on as well, by the way. All the way by Hassan. Very much a learning curve for these Pakistan players. Should we say to them, we have to respond against Nepal. It's our final game, it's our final chance to get through. Saddam Hussein by Hatate. goals in the first half for Japan. They've got 10 minutes left in the second half. No addition to that score. With a slash at the ball, which again goes down as a shot, but nowhere near the target. Back, but again, Maeda's tenacity wins it back for his team. Give it away. Not really had any luck in that final third today. Pakistan. It's Adil Ali that time. Trying to burst forward. Change for Japan, it's Endo that's going off this time. And Suze is the player that's coming on. 3 substitutions made that by Japan. Suze Hara and the goalkeeper Obi. Into the final 10 minutes there, Japan still leading by 4 goals to 0 and going through comfortably to the round of 16. 2 wins out of 2, having opened up with a victory over Nepal. Saddam the same. Touchline, the 4th official was quick to prevent that going any further. Takura, Yuma. Chosen for Hatsuze.
Saying to Pakistan in the second half, they've come out. I said before, the quality wasn't going to be there, but the work rate's been there. You still worked hard when honestly, when you've been 4-0 down at half time, your mind goes, and sometimes you don't even want to come out for the second half knowing it's going to be long, hard balls to try and get on the ball or even get in the final third. So play the 15 minutes through the quarters, try not to see the goal in the second half, that's a start. Still working hard when they don't have the ball. Yes, the quality hasn't been there, and that was easily to see, but trying to look at positives, even small ones. It's a great deal for these large players. It's part of the second half. They can get through the second half without conceding. It's something to work on.
I'm sure the coaching staff will be sticking around to lots of tactics against Nepal, who play Vietnam next.
It's a game we can go into. Right, can we pick up a win against Nepal? Yes, we can.
Towards Itate. Under his feet slightly, the defenders were always favoured to get that one away.
So lots of times in the first half, not really seen it enough in the second half. Little thread of through balls.
Yeah, it's clearance. Saki, just too far away from Itate. The edge comes today, which will signal the full schedule of games getting underway. Of the games getting underway. A couple of demonstration sports for the first time taking part here. Esports, which is basically electronic gaming, and canoe polo. FIFA.
Yep.
It's quite a strange one. Electronic gaming.
That's the way the world's going now, marketing, especially over here. Especially in Asia. I mean, they're brilliant. They are brilliant.
I think we were talking the other day, weren't we, about some of the sports sort of specific to Asia, really. Kabaddi being one which is massive in India. Sepak takraw is always another one that people like to watch at an Asian Games as well, because of the levels of skills that are involved and, you know, the agility involved in that. Anyway, compared to Sepak takraw, football's quite straightforward. And they're making a fairly comfortable looking job of it at the moment. Again, the substitute on the Nami. Interesting to see as well as the competition progresses. There was a mistake here which Pakistan getting themselves into all sorts of trouble, and Riaz concedes the corner. Just talking about formation, will they stick with the three at the back, or will they go back to that flat back four? The three has worked very well for them today.
Well, it has worked. Okay, the opposition hasn't been great, but they used it to good effect. They forward it back again. Their first game against Moldo could only get the one goal earlier on. Just to see what he does do. 3-5-2 formation is now coming more and more into play into the modern day games. 4-4-2, then a 4-2-3-1, and now 3-5-2 is very popular during the World Cup.
So Japan haven't really made the most of their set pieces. Kamiya, who'd taken most of them, has gone off, so it'll be Hattuze, his replacement, that takes this one. Header away, Naganuma. Nakayama. Tate the intended target, and he very nearly made contact as well.
Yeah, goal side really well. Sometimes you don't need to win the header, just put a little challenge in there. Fair play to it. Very easy just to switch off there, get full ball watching, it gets goal side well.
Approaching the final 2 minutes of the match. Fails to keep that one in, so it will be a Pakistan corner.
That's the first forward ball I've seen them play. A little bit tired. 88th minute. 21. That's a fair credit to their concentration. The first misplaced pass, just for a little bit of fatigue there, but start finally just get the shot on target.
Zaini Shaq with the corner. Defended it well, there might be a chance of a break on here. Lovely play, tucked back inside by Hatate. This is Naganuma. Maeda making a forward run. Maeda gets there first, hurdles the goalkeeper. Pakistan, I think, have just about survived. It's a quick break out by the Japanese. It's good defending in the end.
The way that Sakib played today, I knew that the timing of his run to come out wasn't going to be there. A little nutmeg, very little counter attack from Naganuma. Quite sure looking to get forward, so he's 4-0. Down his feet there.
That's quite interesting. A lot of players might have been tempted just to play for the penalty and leave that leg dangling and go over. And
it was the ball that I saw coming that you do see the coming together of a player and a goalkeeper. Made credit to him. Stayed on his feet.
I don't think it's really their makeup, Japan, to do that kind of thing, to be honest. They've always been associated very much with a good sense of fair play.
You're not Japanese.
So 3 minutes added time. Has been the proverbial game of two halves, I suppose. Japan with the 4 goals in the first and much better from Pakistan in the second. Then one more chance, don't forget they play Nepal in 3 days' time. And they've got their final game against Vietnam. So we'll have Vietnam fair later when they take on Nepal. With a battle between the top two. That one, Palestine, don't forget, already through from Group A. Host nation Indonesia, though, probably with a better than good chance, having won one of their games already, so they would feel they'll certainly qualify even as one of the best third-place teams, but still a couple of games to go for them in Group A. Massive crowds to see the Indonesian team in this competition.
Last night, lost to Palestine. The enthusiasm's there.
Nation won the games back in 2014, South Korea. It's held in Incheon. Seoul also won on home soil in 2006. Hara. Nakayama. Itakura. They fall again towards Maeda, looping header, but it's looping too high. Not sure what Sakib was doing there. Watching himself trying to hang on the crossbar.
Conviction in the header, decent ball through.
Goal in the first half, Maeda in that 5-3 goal salvo. Mansour is going up, Pakistan making a late change. Already played at 2 minutes added time. 2 minutes at the added time rather. Ahmad is going to come on. Quite surprised we didn't see Matt Ball in the game. He had a little bit of pace in that opening game, having started in front, but coaches opted not to bring him on in this one.
The changes he may have done in the second half was what Ahmad on and Matt Ball as well, just as a different outball. 15-20 minutes, they kind of stayed in the game, limited for Japan, but half chances, but they just never really had a real outball to get upfield.
Over 3 minutes added time played by the referee, and it brings to a close a game that has seen a very industrious performance from Japan. They really had the game sewn up inside the opening 10 minutes. There was no way back for Pakistan after that. They added another goal in that first half. They were unable to find a way through in the second. A couple of goals from Iwasaki, the second of his and the fourth goal, the goal of the game. But Japan have certainly marked their card here to show that they're a team that will be very much considered as one of the favourites, you would think, for this competition now. It is a strong football competition and they will have to be at their best, particularly in their final group game against Vietnam, but they are safely through to the round of 16. Pakistan know they have to get a result against Nepal if there's to stand any chance of making it through. Iwasaki got the opener, Hatate the second, Maeda the third, and Iwasaki with that fourth goal in the first half. It was sewn up, as we say, by half-time. So full-time score here in Group D. The opening match of the day of the double-header has finished Pakistan 0, Japan 4. As always, very respectful, going over to the Pakistan substitutes and coaching staff and bowing politely. There is a real sense of fair play about this tournament as well. One of the big things pushed by all the main football organisations. It has been a game that's been played in very good spirit. Just the one yellow card in the game for ASIAD, but Japan have very much done a job and shown that they're a very good side technically, very good passing team. Also a very good finishing team as well, and bear in mind 8 changes made to the starting lineup, and they got off to a flyer. Iwasaki on the end of a long ball to slip it beyond the keeper, Sakib. Inside 90 seconds they scored that opening goal. 2 more followed in quick succession. Nicely taken on the chest by Hatate. And finished stabbed in beyond Sakib, who was all over the place in the opening minutes. Real chance for the goalkeeper, let down a little by his defenders. The movement was fantastic. Maeda making a goal for himself, another good touch. Sakib just slightly out of position. And Maeda stabbed home to make it 3-0. And then the goal of the game coming, just a Maeda goal again. One outcome when the goalkeeper committed. This was the goal of the game. Tate involved. Iwasaki found space in the box, 1 touch, 2 touch, and beyond Sakib. Great finish. And Japan home and dry by half-time. 4-0 the score at the break. They couldn't add any more in the second half. They got close a couple of times. Pakistan defended much better in that second half. They had a single shot on target though in the whole game. Setting one up for Maeda, which very nearly beat Sakib. He just managed to backtrack and fingertip the ball away. To the deck, there was a hefty collision as Mansour traced a through ball. Kojima, the Japanese goalkeeper, was unable to continue. And the stats there really say it all. 67% possession to Japan. Just the 1 shot on goal for Pakistan.
It was a difficult afternoon for Pakistan. Conceded 3 very, very early goals, but give credit to them, second half they dug in, kept a clean sheet, but I thought Japan's finishing was absolutely clinical and really put themselves in a prime position.
Yeah, plus 5 goal difference, that might be important if they're to